Hey guys, AC here. Welcome to my channel Smells Good, and today we're going to talk about some clubbing fragrances. You see the academic year is coming to an end, and I had students in my mind, but I thought I'll do a list which has fragrances that could cater to all age groups, all seasons, and so here we go. Let's have a look. So guys, I want to kick off the list by a fragrance which is quite unique in terms of how it smells. It's called Raghba Wood Intense. It's an EDP concentration, and this is by a company called Ard Al Zafran. I have previously reviewed a fragrance by them, and it was called Oud 24 Hours. This fragrance is quite a unique smelling fragrance. It's got tons of woods, that's why the name Wood Intense. The top starts with cedar wood, Guiac wood, and it's got a healthy dose of caramel which stays with the fragrance all through. The middle is oud, and the kind of oud they've used is kind of Indonesian oud, so it's fruity and less animalic. It's one of the best cheap oud fragrances I have smelt, and the heart is vanilla. This caramel, vanilla, oud and cedar combination is quite unique. It's a very strong fragrance. It lasts about 24 hours. It's got a strong sillage, medium projection. Yeah, the fragrance gives an impression of sort of a burnt wood, kind of a vanilla burnt wood combination, the kind of wood that you would smell when you're sitting right next to a bonfire eating a nice dessert which has vanilla in it. It's a beautiful, beautiful smell. I would say this is great for spring, autumn and winter clubbing scenarios. Great scent, very unique. Not a lot of fragrances smell like this. Next I have picked up is more suited for younger people. By the way, Raghba Wood Intense, that bottle there is 100 ml EDP, and it's available for £14, 12 to 14. I paid £14. Quite an affordable fragrance. Next one on my list is for younger people. Needs no introduction. 1 million. Yeah, I have had this bottle since 2010. This is almost empty, so when it came to replenishing it, I actually went for a dupe, and that's this. The reason I went for Bois Nuit by Amaf is this is probably half the price of 1 million. 1 million 100 ml will cost you about 50 to 60 pounds. This one costs you about 25 pounds. Exactly the same smell. Very good copy. And in terms of performance, it matches 1 million. So top notes: grapefruit, mint and blood orange. Very nice, very fruity. So the starting of the fragrance is like a candy, sweet candy. But if that scares you, don't be afraid, because this fragrance actually loses its sweetness and settles to a very nice spicy, woody, slightly sweet fragrance. Very nice fragrance, needs no introduction, very famous. In terms of middle, it's got a lot of spices, which kicks into play at about 2 to 3 hour mark. In terms of heart, it's got some woods and some amber. Hence, it's a sweet fragrance. This is an amazing fragrance for younger generation. Yeah, people between 20, 25, ideally if they're in the clubbing scene. And if you want to save a bit of cash and want to go for some more other fragrances, Bois Nuit by Armaf is quite a good option. Next on my list, which is going to be number 8, is another cheapie, but an excellent cheapie. This is Cuba Prestige. It's a brand which actually creates some very cheap and very nice fragrances. This one will remind you a lot of Angel Men, yeah, the original Angel Men. But if you remember, or if you're aware, original Angel Men had a birch note tar which used to really upset people. This one has nothing like that. It's got a very nice coffee note, very nice lavender and caramel. Excellent fragrance. Yeah, the dry down is extremely similar to Angel Men. This is available less than £10, 100 ml. Okay, in terms of performance, high performance. It lasts quite a while. You can go heavy with this because there's nothing sweet in this fragrance, not too sweet. Very attractive, very cosmo, very metrosexual. It'll appeal to people of all age groups. Yeah, excellent fragrance. In terms of sillage, medium sillage, In terms of projection, medium projection, but good longevity. Well, next on my list is a compliment monster, Nikos Sculpture. This is a 50 ml bottle. This thing has got one unique capability. Women find this extremely attractive. Yeah, it's been in existence for a while. 1991 release. It's got a top of Bergamont orange. Yeah, middle is cedar, heart, vanilla, sweet tonka, and amber seed, which makes it musky. It isn't musky. This is slightly sweet, clean, fresh summer party scent because it's got tremendous projection, tremendous longevity, and great sillage. Very attractive to the opposite sex, excellent for partying, very suited to younger people. Yeah, so I actually covered this in my list of fragrances that I did for college students. Very nice option. A 50 ml bottle of Nikos Sculpture should be between 10 and 15 pounds. Next on my list is a fragrance that's not talked about too much. It's called 1000 Miglia. It's by Chopard. Now, this particular fragrance has been created by a master perfumer. His name is Olivier Poge, very well known. He's created some amazing fragrances. Now, this fragrance has a very manly and deep presence about this fragrance. Yeah, so lavender and juniper berry are the top. You can smell it the moment you spray it. The middle has violet leaf and leather, and the heart has got amber and coffee, slightly sweet but very deep scent. It would fall in the same category as Invictus by Blacurrant. I'm not saying it smells like that. I'm saying it's in the same kind of category. It's a deep, sweet, manly scent because of lavender at the top. This is ideal for all age groups. Cooler weather, yeah. So winter, spring, and late autumn, ideal. Got very good projection. You'll smell this from a distance. It's got very good performance as well. At least 6 to 8 hours, I would say. And you can go slightly heavy if you're in the younger age group. And in terms of sillage, it's got a medium sillage. You'll get the scent bubble for about 4 to 6 hours. Not a problem at all. Excellent option. Another unique feature about this fragrance is not a lot of people talk about this. Very nice option for partying, clubbing, and dating. Next on my list is a fragrance that I love for its dry down. It's Fendi. Okay, Fendi is a fragrance which has got one of the best leather notes in cheap fragrances. This has got a citrus blast in the top. Very smart, very nicely done citrus. The middle has got spices, 2 very nice spices, basil, cardamom. You know what that does, right? Very appealing to the opposite sex. Heart is leather, but the fragrance is in its beauty after 8 hours. Next morning when you wake up, you get the most amazing leather dry down that I've smelled in cheap fragrances. Absolutely amazing. This will remind you a little bit of Victor and Rolf Spice Bomb, but it's not a copy. It'll give you some memories of that fragrance. In terms of performance, it lasts about 20 to 24 hours, so very high performance. In terms of sillage, it is high. You'll get a scent bubble for about 6 to 8 hours. And in terms of projection, I would say 1 to 2 hours of good projection. You will be able to cut through a lot of fragrances that will be in your vicinity. When you're going clubbing, that's exactly what you want. And uniqueness factor is very high. Next on my list, which is number 4, is Allure Homme Sport. My microphone just dropped. 2 seconds. Okay, Chanel. What do I say about this one? This is Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. Please pay attention to that one because that's an important factor. This fragrance is amazing in hot weather. Give it some heat and you will see the beauty of this fragrance. Yeah, 30-35 degrees centigrade. Spray this on and you will love it. Sometimes if you just sit indoors with this fragrance, it might just feel mildly, a little bit sweet, a little bit childish, but it's not. It's Chanel, right? Give it the right environment, this thing really jumps out and makes a statement. So in terms of top, it's got beautiful claret sage and sandalwood. The sandalwood stays throughout the fragrance. Middle has got white musk and the heart has got tonka and cedar. It's such a nicely done fragrance, such well blended fragrance that really shines, you know. It's got tremendous amount of projection. People will smell this. It's a very strong fragrance. Yeah, it's got good longevity. It lasts about at least 12 hours, and it's got strong sillage as well. You just get a scent bubble around you for about at least 6 to 8 hours. You'll smell this. Only problem with this fragrance is it is expensive. Yeah, this 100 ml will cost you between 65 and 70 pounds. You can't get this cheap anywhere. If you do, you're lucky. But beautiful party, date, casual scent. It'll go. Next on my list is an absolute gem of a scent. This is my second bottle. I've received my second bottle only this morning. This fragrance is such a beauty. It's Mancera Cedar Bois, 120 ml. Normally you will find this between 90 and 110 pounds. I was lucky. Recently there was a sale on Notino and I was able to get this for 70 pounds. What a steal this is. The top, bergamot and very strong zesty lemon. Beautiful, beautiful opening. Middle, blackcurrant. And heart, fantastic cedar. What a beautiful fragrance this is. Hands down the best fruity, woody fragrance in my collection. Yeah, and it fits all occasions. You can wear this to work and wear this to a date. She will love it. You can wear this to any social occasion you're going to, or clubbing. This thing has tremendous performance. It will last 24 hours. This has got excellent projection and excellent sillage. Only problem is it is slightly more expensive than normal fragrances in this list. Between 90 and 110 pounds for this 120 ml. It is also compared to Aventus a lot. The opening for about half an hour, this fragrance reminds you of Aventus because of the two notes, bergamot and blackcurrant. But I tell you what, this exists in its own right, and it is a stunner. Beautiful fragrance, guys. I love this fragrance. It's a down reach for me when I can't think of anything to wear. It shines in hot weather, it shines in cold weather, all year round fragrance. Beautiful fragrance. Next in my list is a legend. This thing is made for partying and clubbing. Now, Lamal happens to be one of my all-time favorites. This is one of the best Lamal flankers that I have seen, right? This is called Ultra Mal. Ultra Mal it is a flanker of Lamal, but it's been very intelligently crafted, and it takes Lamal to a different level altogether. In fact, it has redefined Lamal. Yeah? It's a super sweet fragrance, hence it's ideal for the younger age group who are into partying and clubbing, right? The top has a beautiful note of pear, right? That means it's quite unique in this list. It also has a very zesty bergamot, beautiful start. Middle has nicely done spices to balance out that pear note, which is very sweet. Cumin, clary sage, and some flowery notes. And the heart has got some vanilla, amber, and patchouli, just to balance out that sweetness of amber and pear. But the result is super stunning powerhouse fragrance. This thing will last for 24 hours easy. Do not go more than 1 or 2 sprays because it smells really bad, very cloying, right? You can wear this all year round if you go easy on the spray. I'd let you use your judgment. In terms of compliment factor, extremely high, because people will smell this from yards. Yeah. The next on my list is another fragrance which I started off using as a split because it's quite expensive. By the way, Ultramal, the price range would be about 40 to 50 pounds, I think, for this bottle. I think it's a 75 ml or 100 ml, can't remember, but it's not that expensive. Next fragrance. Now, if you're after compliments, this fragrance is all you need, because this thing garners compliments like nobody's business. I have tried this with the 10 ml split. I loved it. People around me loved it, so I went for this. Now, this bottle isn't cheap. Yeah, normally it retails between 110 and 130 pounds. It's a 50 ml, and I'll tell you what, this is quite expensive. But recently, I found it on a sale, and that's why I got it. I got this for 58 pounds, which is unheard of for a Bonum 9. The top notes: bergamot, pineapple, juniper berry. Middle notes: blackcurrant, cedar, vetiver. Heart notes, patchouli, amber and moss. This is again compared a lot to Aventus. This is not Aventus at all. It doesn't smell at all like Aventus. I can see why people compare this because of the pineapple and the blackcurrant note, and there's some cedar there and some moss, which has got a lot of similarities, but this doesn't smell like Aventus at all. The only fragrance which smells the starting of Aventus is Mancera's Cedar Bois. This fragrance will last you for about 24 hours quite easily. It's a very strong performer as well. People can smell you from a distance. That's why you get tons of compliments. And this has got a strong sillage. If you apply it on your hands, you will smell this all day. So the scent bubble lasts for about 6 to 8 hours. Very strong fragrance. One of the best compliment getters in my collection. For partying and clubbing, this is what you want. In fact, if you want, you can also layer this with Aventus. In fact, you can layer this with Aventus. It goes beautifully. You can also try layering these two, and they work tremendously well. One spray each. They are very strong fragrances. I wouldn't go more than 1 or 2 sprays individually. If you are layering them, 1 spray each will do the job. So I'm hoping this was a great list. You enjoyed it, and if you did, do give it a like, and do subscribe if you haven't. And for the people who already subscribed, I thank you a lot. I really appreciate it. Keep all the comments flowing. Till next time, this is AC signing off. Take care. Bye bye.